entrepreneurs! Today's topic is how to import CSV file bank statements in Xero. You will learn what is a CSV file, the 7 simple steps to import your CSV file to Xero, 2 methods to prepare your CSV file for Xero import, points to take note when you prepare your data, how to assign columns to your CSV file in Xero, and last but not least, how to check if all your data has been imported successfully. Hey there, I'm Sharon from nutsaccounting.com and I help online entrepreneurs to master cloud accounting system and use it like a pro in simple English. At Nuts Accounting, there's weekly tips and tutorials on online business and also cloud accounting system curated just for you. And don't forget to grab your free guide of 5 secrets to import your CSV file successfully in Xero at nutsaccounting.com/11. I repeat, nutsaccounting.com/11. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Xero Accounting in any ways at all. I'm a Xero certified advisor and I receive a small commission when you sign up or renew your Xero subscription through me. I created this video only based on my personal experience in using Xero Accounting, and I hope that by sharing my knowledge with you, you can use yours better. So let's get started. For you to manually import your bank statement into Xero, there are a few file formats that is supported by Xero Import. One of it is OFX file, the second one is QIF, and the most popular and widely used file import format is, drumroll, CSV file. So, if you are new to all this, let me teach you what is a CSV file format. A CSV file format stands for comma-separated values. It means all the values in the file is separated with a comma. For example, column A, comma, column B, comma, column C. So this is how it looks like. This is how it works. So this is a very simple file format to store data. So now that you know what is a CSV file, so how do you prepare CSV file, or how do you make one of your own? So to make your own CSV file, you can always use any kind of spreadsheet software such as Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. So once you have prepared all of your data, just hit save and save as CSV file format and you will be good to go. So let me know in the comments below, have you imported CSV file into Xero before? If you have, just give me a yes or a 1, or if you haven't, just give me a no or a 2. So let me know in the comments below. Step 1. Open your bank statement in Microsoft Excel. So of course, right now we are trying to import our bank statement into Xero. So before we get started with all the CSV thing, we need to prepare our bank statement on hand first. The first method, there is 2 different methods for you to prepare your bank statement. The first method is to download your CSV file directly from your online banking. This is a very straightforward way to prepare your CSV file if your online banking has the function for enables you to download your CSV file directly from their online banking website. But if you do not have it, if your online banking system does not offer you this option, don't worry. As long as you have your bank statement on hand, you can always create your import file manually. So, method 1, download CSV file from online banking. So, all you need to do is log into your online banking and download your CSV file. So, in this example here, I am logged into my Standard Chartered Bank, and at the top part here, there's the download CSV link. So just click on this download CSV here, click on the CSV, and a CSV file will be downloaded to my computer. So next, open your CSV file in Microsoft Excel. Method 2, create your import file manually. To create your import file manually, first of all, you will need to log into your Xero account, click on Manage Account, and then click on import a statement, and on this page, import bank transactions page, click on download our CSV template. So once you have downloaded it, click on the file and open it up in your Microsoft Excel, and then we can move on to the next step. Step 2. Insert heading, which is row 1. So in step 2, all we need to do is to insert the relevant heading into our file. And please take note that your heading must always be row number 1. It must always be row number 1, and it cannot be row number 2 or row number 3 or row number 5 or row number 10. It must always be row number 1. And please take note that the column names must be unique. If you have two different columns for amount, the first one is, let's say, is for USD and the second one is for an euro amount, you must put it in bracket to identify each column, what is the column for. The column name cannot be a duplicate, or it must be a unique one. There's only one of that column name in the file. So here is an example of the row, the header row. It must always be row number 1 here. This is an example for you. And from row number 2 onwards, from here up until the end of the file, these are the columns, these are the rows that you can fill it in with your data. Step 3, columns. In this step, there are mandatory columns that must be in your CSV file, which is already highlighted with an asterisk at the beginning of the column header. So here, which is the date and the amount. The ones with the asterisk at the beginning of the name is the mandatory column, and all these other columns here, payee, description, reference, check numbers, these are all optional columns. As long as you have your data in these mandatory columns, then your CSV file will import successfully. Mandatory columns will have its own format and rules as well. So the first one is the date. The date column, we do understand that there is a lot of different ways for you to write a certain date. Like for example, of 31st December 2019, you can write it in the format of a mixture of alphabets and also a mixture of numbers, which is 31 DEC 2019. Or you can also write it with the month first, which is DEC 31 2019, right? There are a lot of different ways, but Xero can only identify two different formats, which is DDMMYYYY, which is 31/12/2019. Xero will understand this format, and also month, date, and year, which is 12/31/2019. If you put in either of this format, then you are good to go. If you don't use this format, you use other different formats such as 31ST 31st DEC December, then Xero will not be able to understand your file and will not be able to understand that this is a date for your file. The second column, the second mandatory column, which is the amount, it must only be in one column only. Understand that certain various online banking CSV file, when you download it, then it will split into two different columns, which is your debit and your credit. But for Xero to understand and identify your amount column, it must be in one column format with the positive amount to show Xero that you receive money. For example, 100 in a positive. You don't need to put in the plus sign here. As long as there's no plus sign, it's just numbers, it's a positive amount. And if it is in negative amount, put a minus or a dash in the front to show that it is a negative amount, and to tell Xero that this is money that you have already spent from your from your bank account. And please take note, do not put in any currency symbols at all. If you have any currency symbols, just remove it so that it will not confuse Xero. And No thousand separators. You cannot put in any thousand separators format. Although it's easier for us to see and understand the amount better and faster, but Xero do not need this, and if you put it in, somehow it will confuse Xero and make it difficult for Xero to understand. So the optional columns are from the payee up until the transaction type onwards. Payee, description, reference, check number, tracking, analysis code, and transaction types. These are all optional columns in your CSV file. You may or may not fill in data into this column, and it will not affect your CSV file to import successfully or not. The ones that are important that you must not leave out is your date and your amount column. These two columns are mandatory, and you must fill this in to import into Xero. Step 4. Delete unnecessary data. When you download your CSV file from your online banking, there sometimes certain different banks will have a lot of additional data which we do not need, but maybe they need it. That's why it's available here. So such as your bank account details, your report dates, balances, or any other information that is generated in your CSV file, we do not need this. All you need to do is just remove all these unnecessary ones to clean up your CSV file and prepare it for a successful import. And also all these kind of empty rows here, Xero don't need this. And then if you have any opening balance such as this at the beginning of the row, Xero does not need this as well. And sometimes you might have a closing balance at the end of the row, at the end of the data. If you see that, just remove it. And any other unnecessary columns, such as all these references here. There's a lot of references in my file here, or any empty columns. Xero does not need this as well. You can just remove it. So here is a sample of a finished CSV import file. At the beginning of the file, at column A, there's the date, and the amount must be in one column format. And then I put it in my payee description here, so at least I know from whom I received this money and to whom I've paid this money. So with this description here, with this payee details here, it's easier for me to work on my data later on. And then if you have any description like payment of invoice, or reference of your invoice number, or your check number, or you have any tracking details, you can always put it into your CSV file so you may work on your data later. Step 5. Open Xero Import Bank Transactions page. Right now, when we come to this stage, we have already successfully prepared our CSV file. All we need to do now is head on over to our Xero account, click on Accounting, click on Bank Accounts, and you will come to your bank account page here. Check on the name of the bank account that you are trying to import to. Like for example, if I've downloaded my CSV file from City National Bank, here, City National Bank, with this account number, if I've downloaded from this particular bank account, I click on the Manage Account here, and then click on Import a Statement. When you click on the Manage Account here, you are trying to tell Xero that I am importing this CSV file for this particular bank account. Okay, so next you will come to this page, Import Bank Transactions page. Step 6. Upload your CSV file. So from this page itself, you can click on this Browse button. This is where you will import your CSV file. So click on your Browse button, and then when it pops up like this, you will need to locate your CSV file here. You will need to locate your CSV file. If you can't find your CSV file, and just go back and check where did you save your CSV file, and then come back here and then put in the address or the directory into the top part here, and then find your CSV file, select it, and then click on Open. So once you've clicked this open, that pop-up will disappear, and do take note here that your bank statement CSV file, the CSV file that you have prepared, will appear here. And then once it is correct, it has appeared here, click on Import. Step 7. Assign columns only on first import. Okay, what does it mean by only on first import? Assigning columns is required if you are importing your CSV statement for the first time. Only for the first time when you import your CSV statement that Xero will ask you to assign the columns to match the columns. If you have done it before, Xero will learn what has been set by you and it will not ask you for these details again. And if your CSV file is different from the previous imports, such as a different column headers or additional columns, so if there is any differences at all in terms of the column headers, then Xero will ask you to assign the columns again. So now let's look at the slide. Here, this is a sample of my CSV file. Do take note here that the last number, the last row number in my that shows on my Microsoft Excel is 23. So it means that I have a total of 23 rows. I have a total of 23 rows in my Microsoft Excel, which is already inclusive of my row 1, which is my header. So in order to calculate how many number of rows that I have in my file, I will need to minus less my header row, less 1. So 23 minus 1 is equals to 22 rows of data which I have imported into my into Xero. So now when after you have clicked import and Xero will load the page to this page, statement import options, do take note at the top part here. Statement line 1 of 22. So just now we've already calculated that I have 22 rows of data to import. So here it says in a total I have 22 statement lines that has been imported into Xero. So that's good because I have 22 rows and it has imported successfully all 22 rows into Xero. So now you need to assign, first of all, you need to check if all of your rows has been imported, and then the next step is always to assign these particular columns here. These are the columns that shows in your Microsoft Excel or your CSV file, and these are the columns for your Xero. In Xero itself, it has this transaction dates. So we will match it to our date, and the transaction amount, which we will match it to our amount column, and also the payee, the description, reference. If you are using the column headers of directly from your bank, from your online bank account, then this here might appear slightly different from what is appearing here. So no worries about that. You can always assign this particular information to this particular column in Xero. So once you are done assigning these columns here, do check on this. Don't import the first line because they are column headings. So remember to always check this if you have a column header. If you do not have a column header, you can uncheck this box. But I do strongly recommend that you use a column header at least to help you to identify and match all this data, here correctly. If you don't have these column headers, then here it will not appear all this date, amount, payee, all this information here, it will not appear here. So it is better, and I strongly advise that you always have a column header in your CSV file. So what are these here? These are the preview of what has been imported by Xero. Just have a look at all this information here. This is the first row, statement line 1. This is the first row, and it will how it looks like in Xero. So all this information here, you just have a look and check if it's okay. If it appears okay and you accept this how it looks like, then you click on the green Save button. So once you've clicked on that, this pop-up will appear. Import results. 22 statement lines were imported. 0 were duplicates. So we have already successfully imported it, and Xero says that 22 lines has been imported, and just now we've already calculated we have a total of 22 lines to import. So now click OK. So in the next slide, it will bring you to the reconcile page. It will show you how your bank statement lines appear in Xero itself. So this is how it looks like. And you have already successfully imported your CSV file into Xero. So that's all. You have already done and successfully imported your CSV bank statement into Xero. But I understand that this is the most ideal situation or condition that you will have, but because we always have technical difficulties or anything that will happen, if your import file is unsuccessful, I have already prepared 5 secrets, 5 tips to help you to prepare your CSV file for successful import every time. I follow these 5 secrets and every time I import my CSV file successfully. So grab this free guide at nutsaccounting.com/11. In this video itself, you have already learned what is CSV file, the 7 simple steps to import your CSV file to Xero, 2 methods to prepare your CSV file for Xero import, points to take note when you prepare your CSV data, how to assign columns to your CSV file in Xero, and how to check if all your data has been successfully imported. So let me know in the comments below, would you like to use Xero like a pro? If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to receive notification of future videos. If you like this video, give me a like button and share it with your friends if you find this helpful. As always, Nuts Accounting is here to help you to master cloud accounting system and grow your business. So click or tap on the screen right there. Sorry, it's this side. Click or tap on the screen right there for more videos from Nuts Accounting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I'll see you next time. Bye!